Hello, welcome to Fibonacci Retracement and Extensions 102. I'm Darren Maddox, and now that you know what Fib tools are and why we use them in financial markets, we will learn exactly how to use the Fib retracement and extension tools correctly. I'll be demonstrating on TradingView, so open up the app and follow along. And firstly, we'll look at the Fib retracement tool to help us set up retracement terminal targets and find the areas of interest that make up part of our strategies. I'll be using the Solana US dollar chart on the 4 hour. Okay, well we can see, let's just make a start here. What we need to identify is waves, and when we believe those waves are ending. We can see that Solana bottomed here at $8 and appears to have completed a wave here, beginning its retracement. I've hidden the chart, by the way, just to make it a little more exciting. And over on the left here, inside the section, is our Fibonacci retracement tool. We'll click on that. You want to measure from first value, first input, from the bottom, the start of the wave. This is in an uptrend. And then take that tool all the way to the top and click again. This overlays our Fibonacci retracement tool in this wave bottom to wave top, and we can see what kind of targets we're looking for. Golden pocket here is the 61.65 retracement. Make this a bit bigger for you to see. So you've identified that with this new lower low that we're in a downtrend, but you believe the asset is going up in the long term, and you want to identify areas of interest to buy. So you put this tool on. Now what happens? You can see that price continues on top of the range, comes back down, straight into the golden pocket, 61.865, and then boom, finishes its retracement and continues to new highs. Let's do this again at this next wave and say here it looks like another wave top. Let price play out a bit. It looks like we have another retracement underway. So having identified that, we'll take our tool, retracement tool, once again from the bottom of the new wave to the top of this wave. What happens with price? Let's make this a bit bigger. Price once again dips straight into that golden pocket, where it finds another bottom and continues on upwards. This applies to smaller waves. Let's just say this little wave here as well. Bottom of the mini wave, top of the mini wave. Where does price retrace? Only to the 0.5 this time. We can see a stronger bullish trend kicking in, so the retracements are shallower. We'll get more into that in depth. Today we're just learning how to use the tools. And this is the same in reverse, except you identify the wave in the downtrend, and instead of starting at the bottom, you start at the top and end at the bottom. And you can see that the retracement of the downtrend ends again at the 61.865 golden pocket. Price continues to new lows. You can just continue to do this, back testing on each asset to see where you're likely to get. We have the 786 here, the larger wave, complete, pulls back, golden pocket, new highs once again. And you can see how this tool is very useful. Now I wanted to show you quickly, if you double click on the tool, you have the settings in here. You can change all the colors and lines and such like that, and I've turned off the Fib extensions which you might have on your one, and just left on the key ones that I use for this one, that you may want to turn on the 605, 705 as well. I just like to keep my charts as clean and neat as possible that fit my strategy, so I've removed them and highlighted the golden pocket in yellow. Another thing is over here, you can see that on this? Just in the corner, behind me there is a logarithmic button. So if you've not got that checked, your charts are in auto or arithmetic even, and your fibs will be different. The difference is the arithmetic shows the absolute price levels on the chart, while logarithm shows the percent changes, which is my preferred use. Now, I'm about to show you the fib extension tools. Sometimes on logarithm, it can give silly high targets if there's been a strong trend, and you can then just switch to arithmetic to get cleaner targets. Now, I'm just switching to the daily chart to show you the fib extension tools. Here we have Solana still. Let's go back into this section here. You'll send a trend. See the trend-based fib extension tool. This is a little more complicated to use. So you've identified the wave. This is the one we identified before on the 4 hour. And then the nested pullback swing low within that trend or wave. So just as before, with this tool, we click the bottom and we click the top, but this time we have a third value to input, which will be the nested swing low. This overlays the fib extensions, which is where we look to set targets. Investors look for selling targets, traders look for selling targets, and confluence in areas like the 1.618, which you could say is the golden extension. And you can see here, price hits the 2.618 extension exactly before coming back to do a retracement again. Key areas to look out for: 1-to-1s are where corrective waves often ends, so it could be a good area to take partial take profit in case price comes against you. Same as 1.272, and then for a full bullish or bearish trend, you're looking at 1.618 and extensions above that. Likewise, you can use the same tool on any completed wave and its respective pullback, bottom, top of the wave, and the nested swing low. And this one gives slightly different targets above the 2.618. Likewise, these apply in the downtrends except the other way around. So top of the wave, bottom of the wave, and the nested swing gives us the targets here. Solana likes to overextend the 618, often ends between the 2 and 2.618. And that's basically the fib extension tools. I'll quickly show you the how I do the settings again on this. I just turn off all the retracement values to clean it up, and I've chosen my favorite areas I like to look out for and just keep them on the chart, again keeping it clean and keeping it suited to my strategies. Now, practice makes perfect. Open up some charts and start putting in your Fibonacci retracement and extensions and backtesting your favorite assets and timeframes to see what you can find. If you watch the high volume node video series, you can combine them also, and as we will learn in our next lesson, Fibs 103, we'll find confluence with high volume nodes, moving averages, relative strength indicators, and Elliott wave rules. Don't forget to subscribe, as this really helps me out, and leave a comment below. See you next time, and safe trading.